that when you finish.
Before I get started, I'd just like to thank Mark and Maria for having us all come up here, and I'd like to thank all the members of both families for traveling, some of you from as far as California, to come to this great occasion and celebrate something that's really beautiful and the product of many years of hard work on both parts of both families. I was trying to think of how to start this speech, and I look back to my trial advocacy professor in law school told me, if you can keep your argument to 3 points, you usually win. Once you get beyond 3 points, you lose the audience. So I was trying to think of 3 points that would make us all appreciate who my brother Mark is and the bond that he and Maria share, and make us love them both a little more. So the 3 points I could think of for my brother Mark was, he's an individual, he's methodic, and when he does something, he does it 100%.
Here, here.
As an individual, I can remember when I was really young, turning around in my mother's station wagon and seeing my brother Mark with his thumb in his mouth, rocking. Right? But this, of course, was before the times of iPods and Walkmans even, so we didn't know what Mark was rocking to because there was no music on it. But what Mark was rocking to was this internal rhythm that he has, that he carried through his whole life. And that kind of leads to Mark being methodic, because he has this rhythm, and everything is planned, and every step is planned, and no step is taken out of sequence. And people wondered when they looked at Mark going to medical school, and dental school, and getting an MBA, and then going to do his 4-year residency, what he was doing. But Mark, as an individual, had a plan. And just like his methodical way, no step could be taken out of turn, and nobody could come into his life until the right time. And when Mark was up here in Rochester under a stressful situation with his residency, and he was far away from his family, Maria came into his life. And that was the right time for that step to be taken. And ever since then, she's been in 100%, just like Mark is 100%. Mark's 100% miss, for lack of a better term, goes outside of his professional life. When Mark wanted to be a power lifter, he had to lift 700 pounds. When Mark wanted to do road biking, he turned his living room into a bike shop. When Mark wanted to row, he bought a $12,000 scull to row on the Intercoastal in Florida. But with that 100%ness in that part of his life, it transfers to his love of his family, and we know he's 100% in love with Maria, and we know that they're going to 100% enjoy the rest of their lives together. So I'd just like to offer a toast to many happy years, successful, and a great life together. Celebrate.
Cheers. Cheers. Mark.